You're listening to RTI Audio, powered by Rocky Top Insider. This is Pancakes and Bacon with VFL, Kyler Kerbyson, and Reed Bacon.
Hello, Vol Nation. Welcome to another episode of Pancakes and Bacon. I'm your host, as always, Kyler Kerbyson, joined with Reed Bacon. And we're 1-0, baby. Love the feeling. Love to start the season that way. I think we were both anticipating a win, but love what we saw out there. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into a little bit of college football week one. We're going to get into other news in the Vols realm. But if you guys are watching, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. If you're just listening, rate, review, download, re-download, and then follow us on all the social medias. Follow us on all those listening platforms. So before we get into everything today, Reed, how are we doing, bud?
Yeah.
So we're winning the SEC, pretty much.
I mean, best team I've ever
Overreaction
seen.
Monday, maybe?
No. Hey, feels good. Feels really good. Not only because we want to know, but because of a plethora of things, which we will dive into.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go. We started 1-0, and I love it. I love seeing it. Okay. Now, this quote is a perfect quote for this game. It's a perfect quote. But the sad thing is, Kyler, a lot of people have said it. I can't give credit to one individual, and that's okay because it's a very common quote. But it is, and let me write it here, a lickety split. And I'm going to do the PG version because I do try to watch my potty mouth, and I know that the big fella will use up the cuss words for me.
I can do it for you.
Yeah. I let him slip every once in a while, but I try to be okay. All right. It's not a long one. Is different DIF? Yeah, it's not two Fs. Oh, it is two Fs. Not the teacher. The teacher wife just
Oh my gosh, she's shaking her head at you right now, embarrassed by Mr. Bacon.
You ready for this, Kyler?
Ready as always. Been sitting in silence on a podcast for 15 seconds. Come on, Bacon.
Same stuff, different year.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had some other ones that I could do that maybe were movie quotes or rap lyrics or music lyrics or whatever else. But it really, you hear people say it, and sometimes it's in the negative connotations, like, hey, how's your day? And it's like, same stuff, different Monday.
Different day.
So it's something you hear a lot. But for me, it's so nice to be in year 5. And I trust Heupel so much. This is something you and I have talked about. It's something that I will tie in here in just a second when we talk about like our vibes of the game. Before, how we always talk about, hey, how we feel going into the game, all the different little like nuances, like when I'm going to talk about some swag here and there, some non-swag here and there. But it's just nice, man. It's nice. I talked very much about last year. I was nervous going into the NC State game. And NC State was not the first game of the year, but it was the first game of the year of actual – Exactly. And I didn't this year. I didn't feel nervous. I just said, you know what? I think the boys are going to handle business because we have Coach Hype. And that is a great feeling and a great spot to be going into year 5, to be like, if we're projected to win 9 times out of 10, we're going to handle business and do what we need to do. So That's the quote. Same stuff, different year, handling business. Kyler,
baby.
we'll keep it short and sweet. This is brought to you by Bacon Junk Removal. One would say the best junk removal company ever in the history of ever.
Definitely in the East Tennessee area.
I mean, some think the universe, but I was like, listen, I don't want to do that quick. I mean,
we gotta be humble. We gotta be humble here as we grow.
Yeah. Bacon Junk Removal, reach out to us. We would love the opportunity just to hopefully be a bright spot in your day. Honestly, that's how I look at it. Okay. My weekend was great, but before I get into my weekend, how was your weekend very quickly?
It was good. Had 2 drains start leaking, so had to take those apart, reseal them. So thank God for the extra day for the weekend. And then did some demo down in the basement, taking out some drywall. But yeah, I mean, nothing huge to report. I know you were visiting family over this holiday weekend.
Yes, and it was so great. First off, if I was still in Nashville, Bacon Junk Removal would have come helped you with the removal of that drywall, because we do some light demo. But the thing is, I would not have charged you. I just would have been there to hang out with the big fella. Okay, so my weekend was outstanding. I had not seen the Memphis crew, which is my aunt and uncle, Tina and Lou, my cousins, but I call them my younger sisters, Lee and Liz, their husbands, Bailey and Austin, who I call my brother-in-laws, and then their 2 new children. So Liz and Bailey have little Hampton, who about is, I guess, right at 6 months old. He's an absolute, just the perfect little chunk baby, super cute, super adorable. They are both very good babies, meaning they're both very happy babies. You know, feed them and rest, but they're not crying about a bunch of stuff or anything. Ellie's a sweetheart. Ellie's, I guess, 3 months, I think, right now. But anyways, it was their baptism. And you all know how serious I take my faith. I'm Catholic, but, Christian faith. And so when Bailey and Liz asked me to be Hampton's godfather back in May, it was, let's just say this. When they asked me, we were at dinner and I started to tear up in public because of how appreciative I am, how humbled I was, how honored I was. And I know how serious of a role that is. And I'm going to take it extremely serious. So that was great. It was great to visit and see everybody, and it was a perfect weekend because of college football starting. So I get to watch games with the bros.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was great. Played a little golf, which was a blast. I truly feel like, Kyler, like with yours and other people's helps and just grinding and working on it. And hold on. I shouldn't say grinding as if I'm going to the range and doing a lot.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I'm going to the range maybe once a week, but sounds silly, but for me, mental reps and just thinking about stuff, because a lot of the mistakes I was making were mental, has gone a long way for me. And so that was been good, but I'm excited to be back. Megan was an absolute champ and did the first 3 hours of the drive so I could rewatch this. And then she actually, as I was driving, still watching, she was writing the notes for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was big.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? We got to give a shout out to Megan. Listen to this. I don't know if you're going to believe this, but we worked out this morning before we left because I wanted to do it this morning and get out of the way instead of doing it when I get back. So she had chest day. Guess how many she did on her last set of dumbbell bench press?
How many were in the set?
So her set is, so she warms up with 3 or 4 sets of push-ups. We have progressed to all of those have to be real push-ups now.
There we go.
And I said, I want you to go like it's a workout, not a warm-up, but we're not burning out. So she gets like good 3 to 4 sets. Then she goes to dumbbell bench, and it's 10-10, 8-8, 6-6.
10-10, 8-8, 6-6. After the push-ups too, I mean 6-6, maybe 15s?
35.
Hey!
You know, I got
a girl getting fucking yoked, dog.
She actually had a lady come up to her today that we have no idea who she was, and she gave Megan a very nice compliment. And Megan does not look like she can do 35s because she's so skinny, but she's been working really hard for about a year and a half now. And your boy was juiced, to say the least, for her.
I could see you just flipping over benches. Let's go! Let's go! 35s! Look at everybody else! Look at my girl! Look at my girl!
Yeah, it was, dude. It's you know how it is though. When you see someone come a long way on doing something after they've
it's incredible.
It's great. It's great. So, anyways, I'll stop bragging on her. Great weekend. Yes, Vol news. I will tee you up before I go into it. We're not breaking down his film, but we did get a 5-star receiver.
We did.
Tristan Cuse.
Mr. Tristan Cuse. I did watch this film. I mean, really looked just like he was playing with his food out there. Just very much like lackadaisical, beating the crap out of people, which is like really fun to see at the wide receiver position. And he's also got a lot of attitude to him. You could tell there was some like blocking highlights towards the end, some just like getting hype when they're scoring. And that I like that too. Everybody's wide receiver one needs to have a little bit of attitude to him. So,
agreed.
I mean, talk about stacking chips. Like Coach Heupel's just like, hey, if you want to, I got a Blitnikoff winner in my back pocket. I got 2 SEC offensive players a year in my back pocket. Like, I got a Heisman winner from when I was a coordinator. Like, y'all want to be here or what? So I hate the narrative of wide receivers don't have route experience in this Heupel offense. They only run 2 routes. Like all the people who say that, like I really want you to tell me what routes you have not seen in the route tree. I really want you to tell me because I've seen goes and posts and corners and slants and digs and hitches and outs and curls. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I've seen them all. So, like, what are you talking about? I've seen guys catch every single one of those in this offense. So, I love the fact that wide receivers are still like, I trust this guy. I want to be here because this offense is going to be awesome, which it always is. Just let me know what my pieces are, and I'll make a good offense. That's how Heupel sees it.
Yeah, I was a little – I'm not going to get into this because I will talk for a while with some of the nonsense about I saw on social media, that Heupel doesn't get these guys ready for the NFL and all this stuff. First off, you know what Heupel's job is? His job is to win games technically his job is to win games.
Yeah,
if you want some cherries on top, it's to raise good men, graduate good men, and then you do want to get guys to the pros. But you know what his job is to help them get to the pros. His job is it's a plus for him to get guys to go to the NFL and do well, but his job is to win games and get guys to the league. It's not that they have to be successful once they get there. And the other thing about the NFL is so much of it is about where you go and then what you do when you get there. You can't say Josh Heupel hasn't got these guys ready if we don't know behind the scenes, for example, that Jalen Hyatt wasn't doing what he needed to do. Just using him as an example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I will – and once again, like I said, it doesn't even matter what they do when they get there for his purpose. He's trying to get in there. I wasn't trying to be mean when I tweeted out and said Hendon Hooker would be working a 9 to 5. That wasn't trying to be mean, but he was an afterthought at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And then he comes and gets drafted. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I'm not going to get in this whole list because we have way too much to talk about. Anyways, Tristan Cuse, like I put out that video. I try not to watch it, but I had to. And, man, it was like, wow. We got David Sanders. That's what a 5-star looks like. We got Nico. And He looked like a 5-star. We learned out that he did not end up playing like one.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was some of that little bit when we watched Mike Matthews and we said some stuff and people might agreed or disagreed. But you go to this one and there is no doubting. This is just like with David Sanders. There is no doubting that is what one looks like. Now, will he come here and be successful? We sure as hell hope so. But at least he looks like a man amongst boys. And I shouted out Julio Jones and A.J. Green in that video.
I mean, that 6'3", 190 frame he's got matches right up with it.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't say a Devontae Smith or a Henry Ruggs or a Jalen Waddle or a Ryan Williams or one of those type guys that we've seen as of late, or even a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, because that's not it. He looks more like an A.J. Green, but he played like an A.J. Green and Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said that, and it's very exciting. The other Vol news that I know you wanted to hit on was the lifetime contract for Rick Barnes.
Ricky B.
I think I'm not going to say anything except for I'm not surprised. The guy's older. I've always said it.
I feel like we've been saying this for a couple of years, just like mentioning it here and there. Like, the way that Tennessee basketball is seen at Tennessee and like everything that expectations wise and stuff, it matches up with there being a lifetime contract for Elite Eight performances. So it's like, okay. Like I'm okay with it. I football is king. That's what I really, really care about. If the other stuff gets some shine, then icing on top.
Yeah. I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
I truly do. And I'll just leave it at that. And once again, I knew that he was not retiring last year. I don't know where that was, because these guys are built different when they are coaches. They don't know anything but coaching. So I'm usually more surprised when a guy retires than when he doesn't retire, because I don't know what else they're going to do in their life. And I think Rick loves it. He gets paid a ton of money to do it. And if he loves and enjoys it, then whatever. Okay. CFB week 1. Kyler, how incredible is it to watch Alabama lose?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, that's the news of the week. You just saw it. The death of Alabama in front of our eyes. These pompous fans living the high life for the past 20 years under Nick Saban. And I love that the Florida State quarterback even said it like in June. He was like, Nick Saban's not there to save him anymore. Florida State completed 9 passes all day. They just ran it down their freaking throat. And, I mean, really just beat them. I mean, beat him to heck. Ty Simpson sitting back there, waiting his turn, and then it's just like, it's not enough. I don't know how these Alabama fans are going to react. I mean, they're not used to this. Like they're not used to losing. They're not used to starting the season 0-1. And it just makes me so happy. It just makes I just love it. I mean, everybody else in the SEC has been waiting for this day. I mean, they have been waiting for this day where Nick Saban's retired and it's open season. It is open season for everybody else.
I thought about you because I remember when DeBoer got hired and you were just like, dude, Saban's gone. There's no way they can be the same. And I was like, well, we'll wait and see. I obviously know
national championship.
I said, well, I was like, you know me because I love Nick Saban. I respect him very much. And I knew that there'd be a drop off, but I didn't necessarily know it would be this quick or as severe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't necessarily. It's like I'm not surprised Tennessee beat them last year, but I am pretty surprised if they go to Oklahoma and lose, or lose. Very surprised they lose to Vandy. But I thought about you. I just remember the podcast, and you're like, dude, I think you were like, they're going to not be as good. He's gone. Nick Saban's gone. They're not going to be the same team. And I was like, and I said, I was thinking about that this weekend. And then the other thing I was thinking about is Ty Simpson. And you go back to when Tennessee fans were just freaking out when we did not land him. It's like he's a local guy. It's like he's a local guy. He's 6 hours down the road in West Tennessee. It's the same amount of drive to it is basically to Alabama than it is to Knoxville, if not shorter. Sure. And I just think that ties into this same stuff, different year. We're going into year 5. We know what Heupel's going to do. You know what he's going to do? He's going to get somebody else. He's going to make it work, and the guy's still going to win football games. We didn't get Ty Simpson, so he goes out and gets, Joe Milton or Nico or whatever else. And we didn't necessarily even love them. He won 10 games and made it to the playoff with those two bozos at times. So it was just nice to see. Not that I wanted the downfall of Ty Simpson, but just remembering how people were so upset. Oh, we can never recruit with the big boys. We can't do this. We can't do that. It's like, hey, guys, pump the brakes. This guy's been sitting and waiting. He's been in the program, and it looked slop. Every time I looked up, I felt like Ty Simpson was running for his life. But I'm not going back and rewatching that game. There's no way their offensive line could have been that bad. It was like he was not seeing it, panicking and dipping, or the offensive line was getting beat, meaning both things were happening.
Sure.
And there was one other thing. So watching Bama lose is great. I don't like Florida State. They a little annoy me. But listen, anyone can beat them, and I'm going to be stoked.
Yeah. I mean, I like them winning because I like parity more than just one dominant person. And the ACC this year, everybody was like Clemson. And now it looks like Miami and Florida State are both able to compete with Clemson, especially with Clemson losing to LSU. It's like, okay, ACC is open. Now there's going to be more like good games on that end. So I liked seeing Florida State. Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. I would just say, listen, it's week 1. So whether you lose or win, there's still a lot of football to be played. Sure. I'm not going to sit and say Notre Dame's dead because we know how they'll try to fit them back in. I'm not going to sit there and say
they lost to Northern Illinois last year, dude, and they made the playoff. They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet.
I know. So I'm not going to say Miami's the greatest thing since sliced bread or Florida State. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if Florida State goes out and loses in the next 3 weeks. I mean, it's just how college football is. The LSU and Clemson game was a great game. I really enjoyed watching it. LSU got absolutely hosed on that one beautiful throw and catch. And I am a little annoyed with the what is a catch because if you slow I've always been annoyed with targeting, but with targeting or what is a catch, not as a catch, if you slow it down to slow-mo, everything's going to look like targeting, and everything's going to look like a hold, everything's going to look like a non-catch. And if that happens at Tennessee, Knoxville's going up. Knoxville's going up in flames.
It might. Also, shout out Alex down in South Florida.
Huge.
Goalish winning that versus Boise State. Huge. Love to see it. Love to see success for the guys under Heupel.
And if I'm not mistaken,
that does not mean that the 2022 offense was because of Goalish. Okay, everyone, that is not what it means. All right,
he could be good and help us. It doesn't mean it was because of him.
Exactly. And I've seen the questions of like, what does Goalish do to prove that he was the reason behind that? And Heupel was the reason behind. Guys, Goalish has been a head coach for 2 years. Like he's been an offensive coordinator for a few. Like the resumes don't line up, dude. I'm like, what do you mean? What proves who's a better coach? Like, look at the resumes. Look at the amount of guys he's had. Look at all the awards they've won and the offensive stats. Like, let's be serious here, okay? Let's not get caught up in some hype. And we had the best performing quarterback in 2022 since Heupel has been there. That was the year we had a quarterback that performed the best, the most important position. So we shall see what happens after that. But definitely shout out Goalish. Love that for him.
You know who he plays this week?
Who's that?
Sunbelt Billy.
I love it. There's two games I'm looking forward to. They're just like that. It's him playing Sunbelt Billy, and it's Mr. Jeff Ferris and Austin P playing Georgia this week.
Hey, Jeff took Austin P and beat MTSU.
I know. They're hyped.
Was,
They're up right now. I would love them to, smack some mouths around down there in Georgia. That would be incredible.
Just for just hang around for like a quarter or so.
Yeah. Just get them to like, huh? What? Like, what's going on? I would love that.
Yeah.
Make them start actually using some of their play, some of their schemes, stuff like that.
Last thing too, because I kind of always forget there in the SEC. Well, you have CFB week 1, not even SEC. I don't like that people are already jumping on Arch and being like, "Oh, you guys studied the generational talent. What happened?" And I never said he was a generational talent. I made comments watching his high school highlight film and said he looked like he was playing 8th graders. So I'm not saying he's going to be good or not, but I don't like the overreaction one way or the other. But then again, that's, I guess, what sports media is nowadays, and it's frustrating. I think the memes and stuff are hilarious on social media, but I don't like the people that get paid by companies and they're like, oh, generational talent, what? Question mark? You said, and then they're like, one person brought in Bronny James, like, oh, if you're saying Bronny James is a Nepo baby, what about Arch? It's like, okay, dude. Like, it was one game. It was one game on the road against a defending national championship. Like, we got to stop. But then again, I live in a rational world. Those people live in just like clickbait and troll world. So,
yeah. What have you done for me lately? What's the quickest story? How can I get everything, all the little clicks that I want? So, I mean, it ain't surprising to me. Give him some time. Like, let's wait. There's been previous Heisman winners whose first games weren't that great. So let's give it a minute. And that Ohio State defense is the best defense in the country. They were last year. They have the most talent of any team this year. So what if Ohio State just puts a bunch of goose eggs 4 games in a row? Now what are you going to say about Arch? You know what I mean? It's like we need more perspective. We can't just call out the thing exactly what it is after week 1. But, yeah, I mean, that across the rest of SEC, Kentucky almost with a dogfight versus Toledo, just kind of close there for a second.
Mississippi State was in a dogfight for
Mississippi State was close. The Beaver Bowl, South Carolina down there.
I didn't watch much of that yesterday because we were at the baptism.
I mean, they didn't really look great. It took them a while to get going. Very much felt like, and then everybody else kind of played cupcakes that we haven't talked about. Oklahoma and Florida and all those other guys.
You mean Long Island's not a good
No, I don't think so. But I mean, we got a cupcake this coming week. So all right. That is college football week 1. Now let's jump into the important stuff. The Syracuse game. The offense, I think, will start on that side of the ball, if you're okay with that. My favorite side.
Yeah. No, hold on. But before we do start getting into our breakdown of our plays, what was your feeling going in the game, feeling of the day? Talk about when you heard about David Sanders being out, just some of the different stuff. Like before the game started.
I mean, I was fired up just to get a chance to watch him. I just missed it so much. I did not really have nerves about us losing or anything like that. I was, really curious as to what it would look like with Joey back there. And with David Sanders, at first I got concerned, then they said it wasn't serious. And then it was like, I think they said on the broadcast that he was like sick last night or something like that. Like it was like very last minute. And then, once we got into the game, I was enjoying every second of it. I mean, we were rolling, and it made me really, really like the performance of the offensive line more. That it was a last minute kind of, hey, we got to move around, get ready. And I think Shamgod and Perry did a very good job of adjusting and being like, all right, I'll do what you need me to do, which is exactly the kind of attitude you want out of your offensive line. But yeah, man, I mean, I felt great about it. seeing that leather helmet again reminded me of my redshirt sophomore year, so I didn't really like that at the end.
Hey, I almost tweeted out in the third quarter saying, hey, when we win this game, if Heupel puts his helmet on like Dooley did, I'm going to be really upset. Thank goodness he didn't. That I saw it. He just put it on. They put it on his kid.
Yeah, exactly. Same thought here. Wanted that to happen. Also, tweeting during the game. I mean, guys, because you heard Coach Dooley or Coach Butch say one phrase before does not mean that phrase cannot be said ever again. Okay? Do you have my back?
Yes, I do.
I got your back. Okay? I could fucking say that. All right? No one needs to freak out and say, "Oh, you're Butch Jones and it all up in here. It's all about the shut up." Okay? You can say whatever fucking phrase you want, all right? Coaches use the same shit every fucking year to try and motivate their players. All right? Don't come at me with the bull crap. Just don't. I got very annoyed by that. I'm like,
I can see that.
Listen, that is like it's such a universal freaking phrase to say.
We can all agree that brick by brick should never be used by Tennessee fans again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, listen, the guy made it his whole foundation. Yeah. But you know who also made it his whole foundation is Dave Portnoy. So, like, are you saying Barstool Sports is really bad too? Is that like, oh, he said it, so why? You know,
I didn't know. I've never heard Dave say it, but I believe you because I know you listen to.
He said that was how he started. Like he would say that phrase, and it was like a thing for him when they first started, and they were newspapers, and then they got into the blocking, and they got into the thing, and then once they became bigger, they stopped using it. They started switching to other things. But it's the overarching point that two different people can fucking say it, and depending on who you heard say it first determines how you think about it. Okay, so just shut up, right? Listen to the sentiment, not the person who fucking delivers it.
I got where you were coming from because it's, hey, there's a mesh point fumble and we turn the ball over, but then Big Nate, Big Country comes in, makes a play, Colton Hood picks it up. So, hey, we let you down, but you got our backs. I got a sneeze coming. Hold on. So, but there is the whole, like, I slightly got where the guy came from. I knew it triggered you a little bit, and so I still giggled. But, like, the whole Butch, like, I got your back. You got my back. I got your back. So, like, I can kind of understand where Tennessee fans come from. But I get where you're coming from, too. Okay, here's my vibes going into the game. I felt great. I wasn't nervous. I was excited. I wasn't nervous or worried at all. We were leaving we played golf super early that morning, and so we were driving back as the game was legit starting. I was watching my phone, talking about how Joey Aguilar was 24 years old. I'm like, yeah, I didn't really think about that. I'd been thinking about how he's played a lot of college football, which excites me. But I was like, dang, like that's a big deal, dude. That being 24 against a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, like I like that. So that was almost like that was 4 minutes before the game was about to start, and I got another. I got another bullet in the chamber that made me feel good. I was like, man, like this is kind of optimistic. That's nice. So I don't necessarily dislike Joey Swag, but I think we could do a little bit more and better. Deshaun Bishop looks like he plays in the 1970s. Boy going out there, no gloves, no tape, no wristbands, nothing. Listen, if you see a guy like that,
he didn't have anything on in the scrimmage that I watched either. He's been repping it like that for this whole camp.
If you see a guy like that, you better know he's about business.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody going out there like that, and they ain't good. Whether it's a running back, fullback, tight end, safety, or linebacker. And yes, I said all those because those are more physical style plays. You see a man walking out there like that, you better buckle your freaking chin strap.
Because you know what he does have? Confidence, balls of steel to be like, I don't need fucking gloves. I'm holding on to this football.
You know what I don't care about? What I look like. You know what I care about? Running through a motherfucking face.
That's right. That is right.
So that was funny. I've already talked about going into this year was trusting Heupel. Hey, Reed, this is your coach. You can trust him. You know what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. I know that people panicked and freaked out about, is Boo Carter going to leave? Is he not going to leave? Well, then we paid him. Is Mike going to leave? He's not going to leave, but then we paid him. And then Nico dips out. And then we have 25-something players leave. And, oh, my gosh, is there a problem? All he did was keep his head down, work, bring in the guys, and keep the guys he wanted, let other guys walk.
Yep.
We go out there, we start watching this game, and there are young bucks everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
And it was awesome to see because once again, guys, fast forward from now, in January and in February, when guys leave and transfer again and people want to pay. This is why I would not be good doing this full year round or all year round, and I would not be good at this. As I feel like I would really enjoy and could be pretty good at radio if I could talk about all sports because I would lose interest talking football 24/7 when it's not around. And I couldn't BS people. I couldn't be like, oh my gosh, guys, what about this recruit? Or what if we lose this guy? What is the sky falling? It's like, bro, I can't do that. Because I don't care. I don't care.
You know what? You could change your quote to same stuff, different names. Honestly.
You know what I did? My gosh, Squirrel White's gone. Guess what did? Squirrel White caught a pass, and you know what he did? He fell to the ground. He had to dive and catch it. You know what I mean? I watched, Elijah Herring was out there. Jason Jenkins was out there. Fine. That's great. I didn't really notice anything.
I saw a tweet that was like Squirrel White's 3-1 versus Alabama. I was like, oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. And so it's just, I'm just like, guys, like trust our coach. We don't need to live and die by all the offseason stuff. No. And then the last point about before the game started, David Sanders. At first, I was like, oh, my goodness, is he okay? Then you read he's fine. Well, hey, no big deal. We're going to beat Syracuse without him. Let's get to see the depth pieces. And then I reverted back and said, you know what? I'm actually bummed he's not playing because he's the new toy that I want to see. But also, I didn't want his first collegiate snaps to be against ETSU. And then have Georgia the next week. I would have liked him to be able to go up against a C+, B- instead of an F to an A+. Yeah, it's a little bit different. But other than that, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And I was very impressed. I was shocked that they put Jesse Perry at right tackle and had Sham at guard. I was happy to see that because I thought it would probably be Jesse Perry at one of the guards, Wendell at the other guard, and
which I think was going to be the plan. I think Jesse was going to play left guard, and because David went down, they put him at right tackle.
No. I know that. I'm saying after I heard the news, and they said Bryant Grant was the one that was listed. I mean, I remember I was breaking down Brian's film. He's been in the program for a while, so I'm like, okay, let's see what Brian does with Jesse and Wendell. But then they put Sham in there, which was great. He's been biding his time. Let's see what he did. And I loved the fact that we got to see Jesse Perry bump out. That boy has a bright future if he was your starting right guard and they kicked him out to tackle. It wasn't like they didn't move him to the other guard. They didn't move him to center. They put his ass out on the edge, and I thought he played well.
I thought he played very well.
Yeah. So,
especially if you're just getting
anyways,
bumped out there. He's so used to reps at guard, like, and the opposite side. I mean, that kind of stuff is so different. Like when you see a depth chart for offensive line, it's like that's not who's going to go in. Like you got to play multiple positions. You're going to be bumped all around the place to get the best 5 that you can get out there.
agreed. Okay, go offensively for you.
Offensively, I mean, we'll start right at the beginning, first play of the game. You said it, you tweeted it, love it. Little play action, slant to Mike Matthews, confidence for Joey, confidence for Mike Matthews, confidence for offensive line, everybody. Just what, like, great way to start. Exactly what we expect from Heupel. And it's just the way this offense runs, man. I can't say enough about it. It's just so much fun to watch. All the different wrinkles that they have, all the ways that Heupel sets up plays later down the line when he does stuff, the way they're able to take advantage of what the defense is showing, like the screen, the little tunnel screen to Bishop. Like they watched film and saw that Syracuse did a mugged up look, and they went, you know what we can take advantage of? Them doing this mugged up look. And we're just going to literally pretty much zone block the front side. Like the guys didn't even there wasn't a pass set and then go get the guy. They literally just like zoned that way and just pushed them out of the way. It was fantastic. It's a great design versus that look on a defense. And just everything. So it's just, I loved it all. I thought some of the throws had a little too much adrenaline on them. That's what I'll say. I think some of the shorter ones out to the sides and little bubbles and stuff, I'm not going to say that like Joey can't complete those passes or that like he did a bad job. I'm just going to be like, those are the easy ones. And he's like ready to go, ready to fire. He's turning and shooting. And he's got a little bit too much like, let me get it there. Let me get it there. And it's a little strong. So it's just like, all right, just take a little bit off of it. But those guys, hit your hands. Hit your hands. Let's catch the balls. Okay.
That's the point to this. Those guys,
yeah.
I do not appreciate, and I like Louis Riddick a lot, and I love when he calls Tennessee game. I'd listen to him call any game. The Mike Matthews on the corner, on the outside sideline, that's got to be a catch 10 out of 10 times. Low, high, doesn't matter. Hit his hands. I'll even argue that the Ethan Davis one should still be caught. Still hit his hands. It's high. I get it. That one needs to be caught. The Chris Brazzell, everyone agrees it's got to be caught. That hit him in the chest. That's a beautiful ball. I think I kept note of it. I think Mike Matthews had 2 or 3 drops. Braylon Staley had one. Braylon Staley had one that he should have caught. I know that he had to kind of dive back for it. Doesn't matter. Hit his hands. I mean, there was a lot of balls that I felt like should have been caught.
Agreed.
So for the first play, you've already mentioned it, but the one things that I love is the tight splits for Mike Matthews so that it's a quicker little slant, drag, mesh, climb route, whatever you want to call it. So you get the defense looking at motion. I thought Mike, being that tighter split, did a good job fighting through the traffic. The ball was great. And then I loved the it was play action. So he shows the defense motion and play action, and it's the ball's out super, super quick. So I love that. And I enjoyed seeing tempo back. So we get to see some tempo, and you've already talked about the screen. I don't need to add anything there.
Yeah. Love, the first deep ball we have, it's underthrown, I guess, but it's not overthrown where there's no chance of anything happening. Yeah. So it's underthrown, and that's a pass, a PI. We get 15 yards. You gave your receiver a chance to go and get it. And there's one later in the game that was underthrown to Mike Matthews that we didn't complete. There wasn't a PI. And it was like, yes, maybe if he leads him a little bit more, it really does lead to a touchdown. But at the same time, my coaching point from that was like, Mike, what do you do when the ball's underthrown as a wide receiver? Like, what's your game plan when the ball is underthrown? You're just going to slow down and just try and still catch it in your breadbasket? No, dude. Put your fucking left foot in the ground, turn around, and jump up and go get that freaking ball, because that defender is going to face guard you and going to make a pass interference. If you make a play, good on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, those are the kinds of plays. I'm just telling you, those are the kinds of plays that people see and your draft stock goes up when you're jumping over a dude's head and catching the ball on him. Like, that kind of stuff makes a difference.
I remember adjust to the ball and try to make a catch. But the other thing that I was always taught as a receiver, you got to help your quarterback out sometimes. He's not going to be perfect, but you also want him to trust you that he can throw it up, and either you're going to make a play or you're not going to let it get picked. I know it didn't get picked there, but just adding to
it. Just setting up, dude, the different formations that we have. So, during these like first couple drives, we're hitting that 8-man box of our own with just 2 wide receivers out on the edge. And we're running the ball. That's all we're doing, right? We're not doing anything else. We're just running out of this. We got 2 tight ends back here and a running back. Why would we throw it? No. We're not going to do that. We're just running the ball. And then later down the line, we figure out why. But just those kinds of setups, Miles Kitselman just being like, hey, you don't have to ever come to me, but when you do, I'm going to be there for you. One-handed catch down towards the goal line. I mean, the guy's just like the most consistent dude. He's got multiple scores already. And it was like, you almost like didn't see him. And then all of a sudden he's just there for you.
I clipped that play and I will be sending it out. But besides the catch being beautiful, he set that thing up perfectly. I mean, he comes off the ball, he engages like he's blocking, he disengages, and immediately upon disengage, he hits that left step to set it up and then break back in like a little Texas route. And Joey has the ball on him a little low, but still on him quick and fast. And the whole thing was teaching tape on how to run that route and play it. So,
yeah. And
go ahead.
What I've been saying from last year, I think someone has figured out his identity as a running back. And I fucking love to see it, dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly how he should be playing football. And we genuinely have a stable of running backs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all 4. Like, we had 4 different guys. Like, I remember when I told you at the scrimmage, Morris, like, watching him, I was like, I like this guy. He's young, but hell, I fucking like him. And I wasn't even really paying attention to Bishop and Starr and Peyton. It was like, I like what he's doing. And then these guys come out and they're running through people, dude. There are no such thing as fucking arm tackles. None whatsoever. Yeah. I love the fact that Peyton was like, I'm going full speed ahead at your face. I'm running you over. And then he hit the CJ2K celebration, which is just like,
we're Titans fans and we love CJ2K, but that dance he did still to this day is a super hard dance. But we were in high school when he would do that, and it was just it was so sick. It was so sick.
It was so sick, dude. It brought me right back to sophomore year biology, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like when we were in there. Hey, real quick, when I was living in Nashville, we played in a men's flag football league, won the championship. Don't want to talk about it. But it was the Williamson County Rec League, some really, really good teams in there. We were playing. And we were playing one night, and the other team that we were playing had a good amount of family and friends show up. One of the family and friends that decided to show up was Chris Johnson. And so this is 28-year-old Reed, I guess at that time, 27, 28, 29-year-old Reed. And I was like, yo, Chris Johnson's here. Like, that's hilarious, because I think it was his nephew or cousin that was playing. I mean, this is a men's league. So it wasn't like the guy had to be, at least in his mid-20s. And I joked that I was going to do so if I had a touchdown or anything, that I was going to hit the CJ2K dance. But I ended up jumping a pick and had a sick pick right in front of their whole little family with their lawn chairs and stuff. And I didn't do the dance, but I did do some sort of celebration. And I can't remember what it was, but I looked over at them and like looked at CJ and like gave him a point, like joking with him or something. Yeah. It would have been sick if I had done his dance, but I think I was nervous to mess it up because
Yeah, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit this exactly.
If you're going to do it, you better hit it nice on him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Anyways, the only other thing that I have to add to that is the 3rd and 10. I love the route. It's not a hitch where you're going at 10 and just turning around, but it's also not a dig route or an in route. It's zone. So Chris Brazzell gets to 10, turns, realizes he has to kind of take 1 or 2 steps to the right to find the soft spot, and then Joey hits him on it perfect. And those are the little things about football that I love. You know, if he just runs a hitch route, the corner's there. If he goes too far in, the linebacker/safety's there. Sit in the zone, find the zone, beautiful ball. And then other than that,
no really hesitation by Joey either.
That was what I was going to talk. I don't know if you're talking about when he ran it, but by this point in the game, and I tweeted it out, I was so juiced because I was just whatever my eyes were telling me. I said he is processing and running this offense better than what I felt like Joe Milton and Nico ever did. And so the fact that it's that early, and I got to calm down. I got to be like, hey, it's first game. It's Syracuse. They're not the best thing. Let's see how he does it on the road. At Bama, at Gainesville in the big time moments or whatever. But when he was just so decisive, even when he scanned, nothing, took it off and run 25 yards. He ain't the fastest guy in the world, but he still, you know what I mean? He still got his yards.
And one of his first pull that he had out of there. I'm like, dude, there are so many guys that the first game of the year, they don't even fucking try. They don't even actually pay attention to their reads and like, what is the defensive end doing? Okay, I'm going to pull this. They're just like, okay, I'm just going to give it. I'm just going to give it. And they're not even thinking about it. I'm like, that's a guy who's aware, or who's like, listen, I'm going to do what the defense tells me to do here, right? They're taking away this, I'm going here. They're taking away that, I'm going there. And it's like, all right, that's how you should fucking play quarterback.
That's exactly. As a play caller and as a quarterback, just take what the defense gives you, because at some point what they're going to give you is a 74-yard bomb to Braylon Staley.
Exactly. Exactly. I think the fumble was on Joey. We just got to be a little bit better of, hey, you want to ride out the fake, but you don't want to, that exchange. Like, that was a fake all the way. Star wasn't trying to take it from him. It's like, hey, pull that thing out. But then, like I said, it's 8-man in the box. We were running it before, and now we get back in there. Hey, first play. Okay, first down. What are they going to do? Most likely they're going to run. This is a running team. And just play action. That safety comes up. He wants it so bad. And Mike Matthews, a great job pushing, waiting for the hips to turn in.
Cut.
Right? Push into the outside, waits for the hips to turn, cuts inside of his guy. Straight down the middle. Joey hits him. Perfect stride, breadbasket. I mean, what more could you ask for?
That play, just for me, was a symbol of what could be. That's why I was so excited. Because if we can get back to hitting, a couple of those a game, listen, even if you're just hitting one a game, depending on where they are, it changes the dynamic. I think at that time it was it 17-10, and that put us up to 24-7, or was that to go up 17-7?
I think that was to go up 17. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, seeing that, and then we all are so we're so PTSD of the overthrows from Joe and Nico, and we see a squirrel white behind the defense, but then he has to dive and catch it because he always has to leave his feet. And just everything was, hey, when it's dialed up by the coach, we have to execute, and we did it. So I almost felt like it was a relief. It was a relief.
Yeah, and we executed.
Exactly. Yeah, we're, like I said, we're back to 2022 in some sense. The only other thing that I did want to shout out that before that was we didn't talk about how first possession, you got Deshaun. Second possession, you got Peyton. Third possession, Star Thomas. And, hey, they're each getting their own possession. He lets them ride. And I don't know. I never played running back, so I don't know how I would feel to be like, hey, you each get your own possession. Or do I want to run a couple each like two of them get a couple run each possession? And I know that matters about how do we execute. Do we have a good long drive, or do we score on the third play of the drive? So it's probably easier for him to give possession by possession and drive by drive. And then the one thing I do want to talk about is I don't think it was an RPO. I think it was a play action, but I have not seen us do this with Heupel yet. A lot of the times, and if you're watching on TV or on YouTube, it's just a quick RPO where you got your quarterback, and say if you're throwing it to the left, your running back's on the left. So he kind of read options, looks, and he decides not to keep it, and he throws it out real quick. Well, I love that turn this way, throw back right. That was the one that we did, the little quick hitter to Chris. And I thought that was just a good thing to show them that you're turning this way, get the linebacker and safeties going that way, and turn and fire a really good throw. And we talk about it all the time. Ultimately, you just got to get out there fast. But if you have good placement accuracy on those, you lead your guys upfield. And I thought Joey had a really nice ball on that one.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, continue.
Sean Bishop, just great running. Awesome blocking. I mean, we fucking kill it in the counter and power game, dude. Our offensive line is great. Shout out Pendleton. Honestly, like a leader of the offensive line, a cowbell, a guy who's getting everybody set, who's aware of what's going on. We had a penalty. Offensive line had a penalty. Guys downfield. He immediately went to the ref. Hey, what was that? Why'd you call that? Was there something we need to do? Like, he starts talking to the ref immediately just to try and get like a little bit of knowledge from him. Hey, I want to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. He also played great. Had a freaking absolute pancake block that I loved. I love the fact that like we can run counter and power, and it's not the fucking backside guard that pulls every time. It's the center. It's the backside tackle. It's whoever is doesn't have a guy over him. It doesn't matter, right? If you don't have a guy standing straight over you, then everybody else is down blocking. You're pulling. So let's get ready. Everybody's pulling. Everybody's doing a great job. Like Deshaun had a great run there, broke a tackle, big long run. Immediately, hey, what are we doing? Throw it out to Mike in the flat right away. Get up on the line, throw it out to him. DBs are backed up. They're not sure what play to run. They're not sure what's going on. Let Mike work.
Yep.
Like let him juke a dude out. Let him break a tackle. Let him get some yardage. So I just I love that kind of setup.
The yin and yang.
The yin and yang of it, man.
That was what I wanted to see about Mike is, hey, we get it to you quick, and he didn't break one. He broke two dudes off hard and got the first down. And then the funny thing about Deshaun looks like a hamster, and he's not overly big. He's very compact, but he's not overly big. He's not a Peyton Lewis, and he's not as fast as a Dylan Sampson was last year, but he just gets yards. That's what he does. He eats up yards.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so
I mean, we averaged 6.5 yards a carry. I mean, it was great. I love the fact that like Joey isn't seen as the athletic type quarterback or anything like that, but still got quarterback design runs, still got counter and power quarterback design. We're not giving it to anybody else. He's taking it. So I love that, man. On this play where he hits Star Thomas for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
There is the corner that's open, but it's just, hey, dude, like I'm going to make more time. I got some pressure on this side. You know what? I'm going to make more time, but I'm not going to look down. I'm going to keep my eyes downfield. I'm going to keep looking for the open man. I trust my legs enough to know that if I can't find the open man, I can get some yardage. And he's able to keep it alive. That is what was so huge in 2022.
Yep.
With Hendon.
I knew
it was massive. There were so few sacks on the year because of the way Hendon approached his pocket presence. It saw it breaking down, was able to keep his eyes downfield, move around in the pocket, and Joey is showing signs of that. So it's just like, I mean, in every way that you could, It's like, hey, I'm hitting on the deep balls. Hey, I'm reading and hitting the digs in the post. Hey, I'm also able to move in the pocket and keep my eyes downfield and hit somebody. Like, all right, we're really getting a full picture of how this guy plays.
They wanted to talk about Nico being the California cool, easy going, chill. But I don't know how many times I watched where Nico would definitely potentially miss the first read, and then you're like, dang it, you missed the read, and then he would end up running for like 3 yards and like drop down or like run out of bounds.
It was almost like he didn't ever go to the second one.
Right. And then you got Joey. It's like, oh, you got the guy. But then he gets out of the pocket. He starts making, you're like, okay, is he going to run it? And then he makes a play is what he does. He makes a football play. He's a gamer. And I got to give a shout out to Star Thomas for a running back. That is a hell of a catch. He looked like a receiver going up and turning his body, hands catching, contested catch. And it was good placement for Joey to put it opposite side of the defender. But yeah, I agree. That was just you're like, no. Yes.
So, let's see. I got, that punt where I think it spun like 50 times and was a half centimeter away from that guy's ass for about 4 seconds was the craziest thing. I was like,
I thought it hit his towel. I thought it hit his towel
too, but I was just like, how did that not touch him?
Right.
It felt like the slow-mo was on loop.
Oh, right.
It really did. Like how many times it was just spinning, sitting there. I was like, what the hell's going on? Then, we had that underthrow to Mike, which we talked about. Want him to adjust. Loved, Mo Jr. getting up to second level on some of those runs. All the guys, dude, when they're pulling and getting around there, the running backs make them right. That's a huge thing on counter and power. Like, where are you leading the defender to set up the offensive lineman's blocks? Like,
we talk about that all the time.
Push out, cut inside of them. So the guys do a great job of that. On Kitzelman's touchdown, he is so aware of everything around him when he's out there, because Joey was like, I don't know if I can. And Kitzel was like, hey, you know what, bud? I got you. Like, I'm just scooting. I'm just scooting over, give you some more space. Hey, lead me this way. And it was a completion. It's, again, what I said earlier, like Kitzelman is like the security blanket. But you don't see him all the time. You're not always aware of where he's at. But, like, when you need him, he's there for you.
He's just an old head, dude. That's how we play ball.
Old head.
That's how we play ball, man. We find soft zones. If we can't beat you with our ability athletically, we'll use our mind, and we'll be, have our spatial awareness, use our instincts, those things.
And then, to cap it off, offense, like fourth quarter, hey, we need to run some time off the clock.
Put it away. 4 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. Long drive. Okay. Like, we're good. We're good now. Hey, they're 2 scores. They're 2 scores. What's going on? No. All right. We're good now. We'll take some time off the clock. We'll be fine. Yep.
So, love to see it. Anything else offensively from your end?
No, I don't think so, because that was the one thing. And once again, trust Heupel. Same stuff, different year. We've seen him in times of even games that are closer, but we need to go ahead and put this thing on ice, and it was nice. Heupel had his script back. We're going to pound the rock. We're going to hit our deep shots. We're going to play good defense. We'll get some turnovers, some short fields. We'll score. We'll capitalize on your mistakes, and then I'll burn clock and game's over, and we won by multiple touchdowns. So it was nice. Yeah,
exactly.
No, I'm good. We can flip the defense.
All right, let's jump into defense. You want to start?
I would love to. So defensively, it was a nice first play for Syracuse. It was a fortunate play call for them. We brought a blitz. I'll go ahead and say it now to get out of the way. I thought all of our guys that came on blitzes, whether they showed and dropped back and came like AC did, which we'll talk about in a second, or Edwin coming from depth, or Jalen McMurray coming from depth on his PPU, I thought our blitzing was fantastic time-wise. They didn't necessarily show it, and that is a lost art, and that is a attention to detail where you are timing it and you're getting there. And what I loved on the blitzing is we had guys finish. There are so many times in our life of watching maybe even early Heupel years and then other football or Tennessee teams where we would bring the guy off the edge from the star position, or we would bring a linebacker. They would get there and they would not make the play.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys make the play. AC got there, he ate it up. Edwin Spillman got there, he ate it up. Nathan Robinson pushed the pocket, got his strip sack, finished, made the play, and finished. Colton Hood did not fall on the ball. He picked it up and scored. Finishing is a huge deal defensively. So anyways.
Mr. Boo.
On when?
That fourth down later in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Boo came on a blitz, did not finish.
Yeah, yes. So, anyways, fortunately for them, a couple times you'll hear me say these guys get paid too, and Syracuse made some pretty good plays. It was nothing that I was like, oh, dang it, we made this mistake or did this mistake. And it was like a 3rd and 10 or a 4th and goal. It's like the defense was kind of there. They just made a play. Joshua Joseph, 2 great plays.
I said my first note was JJ's a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. That's exactly what I expected out of him. Like, hey, you're the guy now, right? You're the name that everybody knows at defensive end. Like, let's show me something.
Yeah, right. I mean, that first one he squeezed down. I thought he squeezed down almost too far, but still was able to make the tackle. Then the next one, he dog walks the tight end all the way back to backfield, and it was a good hit. That running back made him feel it, but it was still first contact 2 yards deep, and then his guys rallied and helped. I think what I saw on this first was Arian Carter just looking the part and just playing the part. That boy is looking bigger, and he flies. He absolutely can move. That is a NFL linebacker if I've seen one, especially nowadays. Mm-hmm. I'm still excited. I'm still holding out that we're going to get a 6'2", 6'3", 240 guy like a Luke Kuechly at some point that is big and can run. But right now, for this style of football, AC is it. He can play in space, and he's nasty. And the one thing I love, Kyler, is he showed that double mug, and he opened up. And Edwin Spillman, if you're watching, Edwin Spillman opened up, and he opened up to the right. You know why? Because he's on the right side of the play, and he's got 3 or 2 wide receivers out there. You know what that means? These routes are most likely coming into you, so don't just drop back and keep your eyes like halfway on the quarterback and halfway on the receivers, because then you end up getting caught ball watching, and a guy will slide right by you and catch it right in front of your face, and then you can't make a play on the ball. Edwin turned his shit, and he looked, and he was waiting for guys coming in his zone, and Arian Carter opened up, and his ass got so deep, so fast.
Fast.
I was shocked, dude. I was
so
like,
fast.
That's freaking high-level, all-pro NFL type play where you show a deep mug, and you turn and open up and get your ass back. And besides opening up 20, 25 yards, and besides opening up and just getting to a spot, his eyes were looking, what do I have coming in my zone? It was next level defense and linebacker play.
And that set up his sack later. Literally his effort to get the fuck out of there set up his sack later.
Right. Because he turned on his sack, he turned those shoulders and showed he was dropping out, and he wasn't.
Eyes real quick.
Yeah.
Just looking back, center was like, oh, I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I thought also early, I thought Eason was getting into the backfield. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're seeing him 2 yards back, 2 yards back, 2 yards back. I thought the defensive tackles kind of got put in his spot once Moy got hurt his elbow, looks like. Nathan just played like 65% of the snaps, dude, because he was like supposed to be the second team, and he was just doing both.
Yeah.
And it was just like him, Eason, and Dominique Bailey, like almost the all game.
Yeah. When I saw Big Nate in there, it immediately took me back to when we went to practice before last year, and we were sitting there talking with one of the coaches who was a graduate assistant, no longer there. I don't want to dox who he is, but he's still coaching at a major program. And he was telling us that was when he was like, dude, Nathan is going to be a nasty. He said he's big, he's strong, he's physical. And then he was talking about Tyrese Weatherby being the same thing. And you and I are like, oh, yeah, they came in the same time. One of them's been injured. One of them's been just kind of getting after it. And then you see it now. And it just reminds you, hey, they saw this last year, but those guys were still younger last year. And there was a lot of really good depth in front of them. But this is how you build a good program where guys are already talking about, hey, that Kyler Kerberson, he's going to be good when it turns his time. Hey, this guy, he's going to be good when his time comes. And I thought about that, like when I saw Big Nate in the game. So,
yeah. This is something I wanted to shout out. Probably should have done it earlier. But in week 1, what you expect out of teams are the stupid, dumb penalties. What you saw at Syracuse, alignments, guys not being on the line that look like they're supposed to, not being off the line like they're supposed to.
Being covered up.
Dumb false starts, being covered up after huge completions. Hey, you were covered up. That didn't freaking happen for us. There were no stupid pre-snap penalties by us. There was one alignment penalty on defense where he was lined up in the neutral zone. Besides that, it was some PIs that can go either way. Some little things like that. And I was like, all right, guys, we didn't have any of those week 1 bull crap. Okay, we're getting used to it. We're getting into it. No. We're prepared. We're ready for this. We're not messing this up before it even starts.
It's a kudos to the coaching staff because we had a lot of youngins and they played like a veteran-led team.
Yeah. Really.
So,
getting to the Arian sack, I mean, just fantastic setup. The way he did it, the way he sold it, his play before is the reason why it's set up that way. Which is another thing of like Tim Banks. Like Tim Banks is fucking calling that, guys. Like he's like, hey, mug the fuck up. Hey, you're gonna be you got this zone, so get the hell out of here. In 5 plays, I'm gonna have you mugged up. I want you to fake it and blitz and go.
Yep.
And it set up perfectly for
Agreed.
the sack. I thought the blitz calls were at appropriate times. That's always like blitz with man coverage makes inexperienced quarterbacks very uncomfortable. And that guy's inexperienced.
Yeah.
So let's make him uncomfortable.
I thought we did a good job bringing man and zone blitzes. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I mean, coverage overall, like I thought our man coverage was great. Guys were blanketed. Hood, I mean, just star performance. Guy got the game ball afterwards. It wasn't just a scoop and score. Like he was also playing man coverage on dudes really well. Redmond was too. Boo had a good play in man coverage. These guys were on the receivers. They're not giving them any space to breathe. The only like completions they had, those explosive plays, is in the zone, finding those soft spots, which we got to be a little bit better at.
Let me piggyback. Go ahead. So just to piggyback off that, Jamal McCoy's sidelined still. Ricky Gibson played a little bit, and then I felt like I didn't see him. I don't know if he got hurt or whatnot. Colton Hood, fabulous. And I love that they let him hand fight. I think there was one that he probably got away with a little bit more than hand fighting. He got a late tug, but that's what happens when they let the boys play because Syracuse got their fair share because I thought the one where Jalen McMurray got a PI where he kind of dove and swatted it away. I did not. I watched it multiple times to see if he had the hand on the back. I do not think he did. I thought that was a clean, great defensive play. So it goes both ways. Ty Redmond, that's a guy that I watched, and there was no excitement for me. If I remember correctly, I was like, yeah, he's fine, but there's nothing that shows me, hey, he's going to be a superstar or great. And I was probably like, he's a 3-star guy. Maybe he plays in a couple years. No, dude, that guy is out there as a true freaking freshman. And I was like, what the – and he looked great. And I mean, looked great in his pads. He looked good size and speed-wise, and he looked good with how he played. He had multiple. They didn't just put him out there in zone and say, don't get beat deep, or, hey, you got cover 2 flats. They had him in press man, and he was eating people up.
Yeah.
We have Jermon McCoy and Ricky Gibson not being talked about. That is silly.
Silly, dude.
Yeah.
Silly.
So I just had to give them a shout out defensively. Let's see some stuff here that we haven't talked about. Oh, I love seeing another young buck. Caleb Beasley was back at safety. You know, Nashville kid gets hurt. They put him at safety. I thought he had a really, really nice timely blitz.
Farouk was doing good back there too.
Farouk had a couple really nice pass breakups at safety. You know, he's a guy. He's a guy that you think, okay, Jacoby Thomas is going to be your starter next to Andre Turrentine. He wants to leave. And people are like, oh, my gosh. And we like Jacoby Thomas. I like him. You like him. All of Tennessee liked him because that boy would come out and absolutely headhunt and murder people. And he's a Tennessee guy. So you love that stuff. But then he leaves. You know what? It's got to be the next man up. And you're like, okay, he's gone. It kind of goes both. Losing him wasn't make me worried about losing and winning games. I hated to lose him because of he was fun to watch, and I liked that attitude and tone setter. But it was like the coaching staff was like, all right, man, yeah, if you want more money, we can't pay you. You got to go. But we knew we had someone, and they got his ass prepared and ready to play, and he played very well at safety. So, sorry, go. Anyways, I saw
the 4th and 10. I think this is a play we just got to talk about. 2 guys, okay, on this is what made this play. Boo, not quite adjusting the route enough when the guy is running towards him, not getting enough on him to adjust it. And then also Turrentine, because what it looked like was a cover 4. You had both corners bailing, you had both safeties bailing, and Turrentine didn't stay on this hash. He kind of went towards the middle of the field, almost like it was cover 3. And in that towards the middle of the field, got him kind of out of space. And when he tried to come back to get in play with the ball, he missed, right? He's just not where he needs to be. And it's more of here's the coaching point. Where are you going? Hey, you don't have to go that far inside. Stay up that hash and in that area, and then you'll be able to react appropriately. Because when you see it, he literally just misses the receiver. He's almost going for the ball behind the receiver on that 4th and 10. But it's just we got to get better at that, because there will be these huge plays versus the Georgias, the Bamas, the Oklahomas, the Floridas, where you got to step up on 4th down. We cannot let them convert so many times. We did great on 3rd downs, but on 4th downs we didn't. We did not do so great.
I completely agree with everything you said on that one. I'm going to take it to the next one where there was a 3rd and 10, and we were in man coverage. They had a Reese Farouk on the slot. It took me back to where I don't know why they do this with safeties. I don't know. It's because we don't have the foot speed that the corners have. But for whatever reason, I was taught this when I was in Memphis, and I feel like I still see it to this day. They want to put us at not necessarily the sticks. The sticks just happen to be at 10, but they wanted my heels at 9 or 10. And then instead of almost backpedaling at the jump, they kind of want you to sit and wait and let them get pretty close to breaking your cushion and then making a move. And maybe it's because of the defense that they're expecting. Hey, it's from the slot, so he's going to come and press you, and he's either going to hitch in or out. There wasn't a ton of maybe getting beat deep that they were worried about. So I don't know, but they had a Reese Farouk. He was in man coverage. He was right at 10, and the guy just runs a really good route and stabs it right in. And Reese is there. Right when he breaks his cushion, he sees he's going in. He tries to dive and swipe, and he just barely missed it. And I was thinking, that's not necessarily bad defense. You know what I mean? I don't know what else I'll really say to Reese there. Hey, you said it. You read it. I think it was just good blocking by the Syracuse O-line, a good ball by Mr. Jelly. I know it's Angeli, but I just heard it so many times I'm thinking Jelly. But then, and it's a good catch. He threw it low and away on the inside. So you talked about the 4th down. I was going to talk about the 3rd and 10.
Yeah. On the option touchdown they had.
Good play.
Dude, honestly sucks. The defense, the what we ran, the pinch and wrap, which is something that defenses run. They'll pinch that defensive end and they will wrap the linebacker, and it prevents zone reads, okay? Because the defensive end automatically pinches. The quarterback thinks, I'm going to take this, and the linebacker is already wrapped to the outside so he can get the quarterback. How it turned out is defensive end pinches, he's out of the play. Now, Arian Carter is the pitch man, okay? And T-Lander has to go from middle of the field and try and catch the running back. It's a tough spot to be. It's just a tough spot to be. It was a great play call versus the defense that we called. It's unfortunate, right? That you called it at the exact same time.
Yes, I think it's a great way to explain it. I don't want people seeing that and be like, oh, T-Lander's not fast enough. This isn't catching strays Elijah Herring 3 years ago or 2 years ago. That was he's not fast enough to necessarily play in certain spots in a certain league. Now, granted, Elijah was younger at the time. He's went to Memphis and played. He's at Florida State and played now. But just it was an example.
Yes. Yeah. So getting there, let's see, Spillman on his sack, zero awareness from the offensive line. It's 5-man fucking protection, and these guys are not keeping their eyes up whatsoever. So, shout out Spillman, good job, way to get back there, way to finish the play, but also a more experienced offensive line that understands this 5-man protection and understands hey, we're the 5 most dangerous, right? If I don't have a guy over me, I got to be looking for who else is there. That was the first thing I noticed. I'm these guys are not – awareness is at 0 right now in your NCAA rating because you just let that guy go right past you. Let's see. I had down PI penalties are close to call. I would rather say whoa than sick 'em. I always say that. Yeah. And hey, if you're playing tough on these wide receivers, there were plays where it's hey, there's good hand fighting. Hey, we're not calling anything. And then there's plays where, like you said, McMurray one. I don't know. I feel that's ticky-tack. I feel maybe in a bigger game, refs don't even call it because they're hey, that's a really good defense. I mean, he barely I saw the hand back there, but it wasn't he really moved the guy, if that makes sense. He didn't get him off of his spot, so I didn't feel it was warranted. But
there's probably, we'll say, out of every pass breakup or contested catch, you could potentially throw PI on 75%, 80% of them.
Same thing for holding as offensive linemen,
right? And that's what the point I was going to make is I don't want to just say don't call it, because if it's blatant, it needs to be call it. But just the way football is played, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. So I unless it's egregious, I really don't get super frustrated because we're going to get one back.
Yeah. Yeah. As we move on, 2 things that I really thought led to their bigger run plays that Syracuse had is Jackson Moy being out, depth at D tackle. Those guys seem to get worn down as the game went on. And then also just some missed holes attacked by linebackers. I just saw a couple times where T-Lander and Arian are excited to go get a tackle in this running back, and they forget about hey, I have front side A gap. That's my gap. But, it looks like he's going backside A, so I'm heading there. And it's well, hold on, man. Trust your defensive linemen to maybe keep that kind of closed off, because there was times where it was the running back, like I said earlier, on our counter plays, running back sets up the block. He stays in or stays out, and the last second kind of goes, right? Gets to the other gap. So it's play your spot first, then react. Because I just saw that a couple times out of the middle linebackers.
Maybe it's with Tim Banks, his defense is very much attacking defense. We want to get We want to reset the line of scrimmage. We want to get as much pressure and as much penetration as we can. We're going to play fast compared to the defense of a Bill Belichick, where we're going to play picket fence defense. Everyone's got a gap, and I don't need you necessarily a defensive tackle slicing a gap and getting penetration 4 yards deep. I just need you to come up, blast your guy, extend hands, hold, and figure out which way you're going to go at 1.5, 2 yards deep. And at linebacker, instead of shooting a gap, kind of inching up, playing it, and maybe eating the guy as he comes through the gap, not trying to get him for a loss. But that's the feast or famine that we played with, Tim Banks, and that's why Tennessee's defense has been tops of the SEC and in the nation for negative plays, tackle for loss, all those type things. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just a misread by those guys, or like you said, maybe they're just a little anxious.
And there were a couple of runs where it was like we got what we wanted. We made a running back bounce, and then nobody was there for containment.
Sure.
And it's like, literally, I want him to bounce. That means that where he was supposed to go is taken away. Now he's reacting.
But
now
somebody's got to be playing.
He's just playing with his joystick, like trying to figure it out, which we had a good stop on 3rd down later in the game where we made him bounce. A great tackle by Hood. It was like a group tackle by him, and I think Ross was in on it too. And then we were in 4th and 2. We sent a blitz. Boo Carter was there to make the sack, and he misses it. Then they complete the pass, or he runs it. I can't remember, but they get the 1st down. But it's like there are times where there's someone there. There's times where there's not. So there needs to be some coaching points. That pick play on the short touchdown, you got a bunch there. And I don't know what the teaching technique is, right? I don't know, what exactly they're saying. I thought it was great the way the wide receivers played it. I thought they played it great. I thought the front man, the way he went about it, because he did not block the guy. It wasn't like legit pick. He went up there, turned around, put his hands up. Like that's the way you're supposed to play it. They just seemed a little backed up. Weren't really on it. That front man, I've heard before, like, hey, you press that front man. You make it uncomfortable for the other wide receivers to try and get out of their breaks, even though they're off the line of scrimmage. So I was like, we could have played that better.
You hit the nail on the head. Hat tip to Syracuse. It was a beautiful play. It was called at the right time, and it was executed very well. When you see that in today's football, you have to know a pick play is coming. I was sitting there watching it, looked at my uncle. I said, we're going to get a rub or we're getting a pick. And it was a pick. When I've played DB and you are either 2 or 3 guys and it's an inside out, you'll look at the guy, whether I was at safety and I was walk down and cover 3 or in man, it's, hey, I got inside, you got outside, meaning whoever, like the zones, or if we're in man, if he comes to you, I'll take him because the way I'm lined up, vice versa. So that at that point, you're playing a little catching game. You're playing reactive. And I agree with you to stop it. You need to be proactive. You need to be Malcolm Butler in the end zone. He did not wait. When he saw it, he shot his gun and went. I just bring that up because it's the most famous one of those type plays. And so in a position there, when you see it, whoever is head up on the head of the who's head up on the that point man, you got to eat his lunch and get his ass back, because then that messes up all the other stuff. And I would hope that the other guys would be a little bit more aggressive, knowing that you were at the goal line. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's give up. Let's make them beat us with a throw over our head, not something easy in front of us.
Exactly. I felt the same. Joshua Joseph's fantastic sack fumble. Love it. We didn't get the ball, but head fake, multiple hand moves, like swats away at first. Offensive line gets hands back, swats them down again, gets around, literally going for the ball. I love that from a defensive end. Where is the ball? Right in the quarterback's hands. I need to get it out of his hands somehow. So a great play by Joshua Joseph.
Go like this real quick. Okay, never mind.
What?
Sorry.
I have something on me?
I thought you had something on the stash. The being able to watch that replay, beautiful. Looks like another teaching tape. You get to watch the hand fighting in slow-mo. And he beats him. Credit to the lineman. He kind of comes back. And when he comes back, Joshua Joseph has his second move ready. And I love listening to Chris Long when he talks about rushing, and it's not about your first move, it's your second move. What plan do you have? He said the best in the league don't, unless you're a freak like a Von Miller and you just have speed and bend that other people on the earth don't. But he always talks about guys the really good guys are good because they have a second move. And so I thought that was cool. You got to see that. For me, just some of the different defensive ones that we haven't mentioned yet. I want to give Dominic Bailey a shout out on Edwin Spillman's sack. Edwin Spillman did a great job holding his water, little delay. We've already talked about him finishing. Dominic Bailey did a great job of slanting inside and eating his guard up to make sure there's a free alleyway. Let's see. We've talked about Ty. We've talked about Jalen. We've talked about Ed Reese. 3rd and 2, fantastic push by Bryson Eason, holding his spot. Working down the line by Tyrese Weatherby, another guy. Well, I've already mentioned it that they talked to us at practice about. And let's see. There was a really good spot on the 1st and goal. Dominic Bailey slices through, eats up penetration, and Arian and T-Lander both Pac-Man munch up. They both got to the ball at the same time. It looked very fast, very aggressive. And after those two, besides the rush that you just talked about, we got to give an out to Reese, somewhat deep shot, and then the Jalen PBU with the T-Lander pick. First off, Jalen gets there. He's not going to get the sack. He forces the throw. Instead of getting beat outside on a sidestep, he gets his hands up. When you tip the ball up in the air, good things happen. And when you run to the ball and play fast, good things happen. And T-Lander is hustling, and he makes a hell of an athletic pick.
Hell of a catch, dude. Hell of an athlete right there. I mean, he's coming on the blitz. He's thinking, I got to go quarterback. All of a sudden, ball's in the air. What's happening around me? His awareness just to be like, oh, I can get this. Dives for that thing. I mean, a great play. Fantastic play by him.
You score one with Colton Hood, which I know that sounds so funny to say, to give him credit. A corner's usually one of the most athletic guys on the field, but for him to actually pick it up, scoop and score and house call it wasn't very far. It looks so smooth, and there's so many times you see guys kick it.
You don't know where that ball is going to bounce.
Kicking, fumbling, messing around, whatever, or then you fall on it. No, dude ate that thing up and saw it. Give me 1 second. And hold on, there was one other thing I was going to mention. That pick, the pick to make that pick by T-Lander, it's another one of those things where it's still 12 minutes ago in the 3rd quarter, but it's like, hey, guys, I think we can pretty much wrap this one up.
Mm-hmm.
You make, it's at that time it's 14-31, but the second quarter or the second half kind of just started. You make a pick, short field score, and it's almost just like, let's go ahead and throw 2 clock on this game. We kind of know who won the NCAA game. Let's get ready to play another one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done. Wherever else you want to take this.
No, I mean, I think that was it. I was just still calling out guys. Hood with his man coverage. McMurray on another blitz did a good job. So I think we talked about everything. But as we close out, going into ETSU, first home game. So happy to see that. Happy to see Nealon rocking again. I mean, want to see David Sanders. I think that's the biggest thing from this game. I want to see that. I want to see Dramad.
You ain't seeing him. You're not seeing him against ETSU.
I know. Yeah. I mean, hey, we got another win. I think the talent differential is so big that this can't be a trap game. if that makes sense.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, they may not take it as seriously trying to think about Georgia. But man, football is back. It's so lovely. I mean, it's just so much fun. I'm very excited for the season.
We're going to pound the rock. We're going to take a couple deep shots because our guys are so much better. They'll run right by them. It'll be a nice, easy pitch and catch. You'll see a couple long runs from the running backs. You might even see a quick RPO screen or hitch, or that's going to go the distance because our athletes are just better. The biggest thing, as these games always are, is it's a glorified scrimmage. Let's play clean, and let's hopefully keep everyone injury-free.
That's right. Haven't hit the SEC slate yet. Let's keep everybody safe.
Yep.
Popped you off there too quick.
See you, brother. Talk with you soon.
See you, brother. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you are watching, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. If you're just listening, rate, review, download, re-download. Follow us on those listening platforms. Follow us on social media. Descriptions below. You can find us there. Guys are the best fans in the world. So excited for this season. Love starting 1-0. Going to be 2-0 going into Georgia. Me and Reed will be at the Georgia game, so very excited for that as well. But as always, go Vols.